Now, after that, who better to hear from than a representative of a country that has developed a very successful nuclear energy program? It's a program that is the envy of most of the embarking nuclear countries around the world, and even many of the established nuclear countries that are today embarking on new build programs themselves. So it's my great pleasure and privilege to introduce Mohamed Al Braiki from the Emirates Nuclear Energy Corporation. He actually wears two hats, though. He is the Vice President of Strategy, Program Management and Excellence at ENEC, and he is also the CEO of ENEC Consulting, the consultancy arm of ENEC. So we're delighted to hear from Mohamed today. Thank you very much, and we look forward to hearing about the lessons that we can learn from your program.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to join you all here today to talk about the UAE's experience in introducing nuclear energy. It has been a remarkable journey for our nation that has brought significant benefit and advantages to the nation, well beyond the game changing of baseload clean electricity, which is generating by 24/7. I hope that our insights will provide a useful perspective across various stages from policy formation to capacity building as nuclear energy is debated as a clean power source for Australia. And I gotta mention, those lessons learned that Ted just spoke about, throughout my speech, you'll see them all been factored in and implemented throughout our program. And I think all those terms of changes, of reference changes for the committee is also very, very sound. So if you allow me to take you back to 2007. At that time, the UAE was heavily reliant on fossil fuels, with 100% of our power supply being fossil generated, creating a challenge for energy security and sustainability. An analysis was undertaken to understand how we could meet the growing demand for electricity, doing this in a secure manner, both in terms of using proven technology and being able to generate significant amounts of electricity around the clock. We used technology agnostic data led approach, evaluating all options based on their proven capabilities, and it was clear that nuclear was the right choice for the UAE to diversify our energy portfolio while also meeting our sustainability targets. With nuclear selected in the UAE, the UAE policy on development of peaceful nuclear energy was published in 2008. It's a public document, you can find it online, setting out our commitment to delivering a civil nuclear energy program to the highest standards of safety, security, transparency, and non proliferation. The UAE's approach emphasized transparency and collaboration. We engaged with global stakeholders seeking input from experts and learning from the experiences of other nations. This collaborative spirit was crucial in the development of our program and in securing our global public support. Next, the UAE focused on creating a strong regulatory environment. In 2009, the Federal Authority for Nuclear Regulation, which we call FANA, was established. This independent regulatory body was designed to uphold the highest safety standards, creating a rigorous set of national regulations. With the regulatory framework in place, the UAE announced the creation of the Emirates Nuclear Energy Corporation, known as ENEC, in 2009, which is mandated is to lead the development of the UAE's civil nuclear sector and deliver the UAE peaceful nuclear energy program. Initially, we were in a startup mode with a small, highly experienced team of nuclear professionals who came together to build that program. We utilized the IAEA roadmaps, the milestones that Ted talked about, and also for new nuclear program, we have worked closely with the IAEA ever since, undergoing all of their review missions and assessments over the past 15 years, ensure that both our regulatory requirements and international standards are met. We moved on the selection process for choosing both the technology and the prime contractor to construct our flagship nuclear plants, as you can see from the videos. We went through many other activities in parallel to be the efficient as possible, and Korea Electric Power Corporation, KEPCO, was selected as the prime contractor. KEPCO created a consortium that we know as Team Korea to provide the APR 1400 technology, which with the construction equipment, manpower, and operating resources that we need. We selected the APR 1400 reactor technology known for its advanced safety features and operational efficiency. This decision was made after extensive consultation and assessment, including that KEPCO was already well into developing its own APR 1400 plant at the time, which we call Shinkori 3 and 4, which again, Ted mentioned the not first of a kind. We had Shinkori 3 as our reference plant to ensure the knowledge transfer. And also, we later on, we number of our operating crew, we sent them out to this reference plant to be trained and to have the real life experience in addition to simulator training. This leads me into another key area for us, which is capacity building. A clear mandate from the UE leadership was to ensure that we didn't simply import technology and the manpower expertise from overseas. We needed to ensure that we trained local talent who would operate and maintain the plant throughout its 60 years of operations and beyond. Right from the start, capacity building programs were set up. Scholarships for over 500 UAE nationals were offered to the best and brightest. They went and studied nuclear engineering overseas, and in parallel, we worked with the UAE universities and colleges and even schools to build up capabilities to offer academic programs in the UAE. Now, our employees can study nuclear sciences without having to leave the country. Over 60% of our workforce are UAE nationals, and amongst other disciplines, with 70 UAE nationals holding reactor operator roles and licenses, nine of which are of our reactor operators are women, and we hire about 20, more than 20% of our workforces are females, which considered one of the highest percentages in any nuclear plant. We have also encouraged women to join the program that we're proud of from the school, because most of the STEM graduates in the UAE are females, and we're continuously getting them trained and hired. We set up a strong program oversight organization to oversee all works driving on the principles of safety, being our overriding priority, schedule adherence, and collaboration. Creating a skilled and engaged workforce across ENEC and its subsidiaries has been a central component for our success and engaging with communities. Our employees act as ambassadors, speaking to family, their friends of family about the UE program, about nuclear and the progress that has been happening. Right from the start, we have engaged thousands of our community members to help them understand what nuclear energy is, answer their queries or concerns, bust the myths around nuclear, and provide clear information about the Barakah plant. In doing so, this has humanized the program and has helped normalize nuclear, in fact, create great pride of the local communities. Many of our community have a family member or friend working already at Barakah. To date, we have undertaken hundreds of public forums, both in person and online, school outreach sessions, university engagements, and other community events for thousands of citizens and residents across the UAE. Importantly, we didn't stop doing this once the plant was operating. In the past 3 years alone, we have conducted over 270 outreach sessions for 18,000 attendees, alongside our various national and international events and engagements. Since the start of the program, ENEC has undertaken annual public opinion polls using independent third party research companies. Today, the UAE has one of the highest levels of public support, which has remained consistently high in recent years. In 2023, we saw that 85% of the UAE residents support nuclear energy used for generating clean electricity. This is very important, and we won't stop here. We will continue to engage with our communities face to face and through media and social media throughout the life of our program. As I mentioned, We have worked closely with the IAEA. We also became members of the World Association of Nuclear Operators, WANO. Back in 2012, joined the Atlanta Center of WANO uh, as a part of our commitment to ensuring that safety and compliance with the UAE strict regulations and high standards remain a top priority. To date, Baraka and our teams have undergone over 496 inspections from FANR, our federal authority regulator, about 84 World Association for Nuclear Operators reviews, and over 15 missions from IAEA. His Excellency Al Hamadi, ENEC Managing Director and CEO, has been the president of WANO for the 22-24 period, and just last week uh, we were very proud to be the host country for WANO BGM, biennial general meeting of our, and it was in Abu Dhabi. With Japan now taking over the presidency, these events will allow us to connect with plants globally to identify ways to boost nuclear operating experience. A strong governance structure has been crucial for our success. And back in 2016, ENEC and KEPCO formed a JV and created an operating and maintenance subsidiary and a financial and commercial subsidiary using a JV approach, which has supported the long-term buy-in of KEPCO as both prime contractor and a JV minority owner. And that governance structure helped establish the distinction and roles and responsibilities between the ENEC enterprise, which is ENEC, NAWA, which is the operating and maintenance company, and Baraka One as a commercial company. In 2019, we took the transparent, proactive approach to communicating the delivery of Baraka. We recognized that Unit 1 of our 4 unit plant would set the standard of all subsequent units. And therefore, we prioritized safety and quality led delivery for the first unit, anticipating that we would bring the first unit into operations in early 2020. I think we can all remember what early 2020 looked like as the global COVID pandemic hit. Nevertheless, our team worked diligently, implementing strict COVID protocols to ensure our team remained safe and well, and we were able to commence the operational period, leading to the first few load assemblies in February 2020 and starting the unit in August 2020 to reach commercial operation in March 2021. Since then, we have brought a reactor into commercial operations every year, with our fourth unit coming into commercial operations last month. The Baraka plant is now generating 40 terawatt of electricity per year, nearly the equivalent of annual electricity consumption of New Zealand, providing up 25% of the country's electricity demand. This clean and carbon-free energy is enough to power 16 million EVs annually. This represents the largest decarbonization effort in the UAE and the region, positioning the country ahead of its 2050 climate commitments. The 22.4 million tons of annual carbon emissions prevented by Baraka plant are equivalent to removing 4.8 million cars off the road and contribute to achieving more than 25% of our nation's uh, determined contributions known as the NDCs based on the Paris Agreement. Baraka is also delivering wide-ranging economic benefits despite growing demand. Consumption of natural gas for power generation is at a 13-year low in Abu Dhabi because of the significant contribution that Baraka is now making to Abu Dhabi's energy mix. And once we started operating Unit 1 and started operating Unit 2, we did a study with S&P Global to see the cost avoidance and enabled revenue compared to gas. And based on the two units operating, it was about $4 billion. We updated the study and now we're at $9 billion with the four plants operating. Baraka's four APR 1400 units are also playing a key role in helping the UAE companies decarbonize. 85% of the clean energy certificates managed by Emirates Water and Electricity Company are powered by Baraka, which are used by companies such as the UAE's national oil producer, ADNOC, It's also the aluminum and steel companies to produce greener products that can be sold at a premium, providing a unique competitive advantage for Abu Dhabi based companies. And also, the oil producer ADNOC, they can claim that they have the cleanest barrel of oil because they already bought more than 85% of our clean certificates. During the construction phase alone, the delivery of the four units at Baraka yielded $6.7 billion in local procurement, making the UAE's peaceful nuclear energy program a major driver in country value. One of the success stories I'd love to share is a company called Ducap, which is a cabling company that we helped qualify them for nuclear standards. And now this company, Ducap, supplying cables not just to our plant, but in plants in Korea and in UK and the UK. So the supply chain and localizing the supply chain is a way to go for the nuclear programs. Today, the UAE has added more clean electricity per capita in the past 5 years than any other nation, with 75% with this coming from Baraka. This clearly demonstrates that integrating nuclear energy in the UAE power mix and alongside growing renewable energy sources was the right decision, boosting energy security and establishing the UAE as a regional leader in this growing sector. The Barakah Energy Plant offers a new model for how to deliver nuclear energy in a nation without a previous experience, and it demonstrates that nuclear energy is bankable and can be delivered efficiently with our units coming online within 8 years for the first concrete pour to fuel load and achieving a 40% improvement schedule from the fourth unit until compared to the first unit. This is the lessons learned at learning rate that Carl talked about earlier. Now, if we look at where we stand today, from the global nuclear sector, we have seen a positive shift in awareness of the role of nuclear energy in tackling net zero. In December last year, on the sidelines of COP28, 22 nations, actually now 25 nations, made a declaration for tripling the global nuclear capacity by 2050. We also saw nuclear recognized as a clean energy technology as part of the COP28 main text. In recent weeks, I was in New York on the sidelines of New York Climate Week, where 14 banks announced their support to the nations looking for tripling the nuclear. And then we have seen the flurry of deals by tech companies. We heard about the starting the 3 Mile Island with Microsoft, Amazon, Google, all the hyperscalers want to secure their power with the nuclear baseload. The IEA forecasts power demand for AI and data centers will double by 2026, equal to the entire annual power demand of Japan. Nuclear energy is a proven technology, and the UAE is a clear example of the positive transformation it can have on decarbonizing the grid, boosting energy security, and positioning the nation to attract global tech companies looking for clean electricity to their business. We now look forward in offering support to other nations looking to achieve their own energy security and sustainability objectives, and in growing our own fleet in the UAE, subject to national demand requirements, along with partnering with other nations looking to start or expand their nuclear fleet alongside our R&D programs and a program specifically called Advanced Program under ENEC, which is looking at SMRs and advanced reactors. Looking back at the decision and the data-led decision I spoke about back in 2008, which are paying significant dividends today. And in conclusion, I will leave you with these five key takeaways. Take a data led decision and set a clear policy. Engage with your communities and do so continuously. Create the right regulator framework and governance structure to set the program up for success. Start your capacity building early and recognize that multi generational lifespan of the plant will require decades of talent management. Nuclear energy is not for everyone, but through clear government commitment, program oversight, and strong governance, nuclear energy is proven bankable technology that offers game changing results for energy security and sustainability. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to meeting with you throughout the course of the day.